Good morning, students. Welcome to the class Diversity in Living Organisms. Students, what do you observe in this picture? The world comprises of an amazing diversity of living organisms. That is, you can see number of various organisms from unicellular organism, that is in the bacteria, and number of organisms in water and on the land, and even a number of different types of plants. That is, the living world mainly comprises of organisms from a unicellular organism to the multicellular big organisms. Compare the two pictures and list the differences and even similarities. So you will say, that is, what are the similarities? Both of them are tender coconuts. But what are the differences you can observe? Even though they belong to the same species, you can see their color varies, and even sometimes their taste also varies, and even their size also varies. From this one, what we can observe? We shall move to the next week. What are the differences between a Desi cow and even a Jersey cow? You can easily identify both of them belong to the same species. You can easily tell which is a Desi cow and even a Jersey cow. So a Desi cow, what happened? You can see the body structure is slightly different from which one, that is Desi cow. Does a Desi cow look like a Jersey cow? You will be saying no. Do all Desi cows look alike? No. You will be seeing, that is, number of variation even in the same species. We will be able to identify a Jersey cow in a crowd of Desi cows that don't look like each other. Here, what is the basis of our identification? It can be the color of identification and even body structure and even height. So all this, what happen, you can see, that is number of changes which are making us to identify a particular species of an organism. So diversity. So diversity means, it is understood, a number of species of organism in a earth. Have you ever thought of the multitude life forms that surround us? A multitude means a number of organisms which are present in a earth. Organisms is different from each other to a lesser or even to the greater extent. So what happens? You just see the picture, the first one, dog and cat. Even though they belong or they look similar, thereby what happened, the body structure may be similar, but the height and even the variations in the body, what happened, will be making us to identify there is a lot of differences. And even you just see the fish and even cat. A fish lives in water and even cat lives on a land. So both are which one? Both are a living organism, but there is a lot of changes. And even in the next picture, you can see, that is, the children are sitting, isn't it? Or even their faces. Are you both of the same height? Means in this picture they are asking, all these organisms or the children which are present here are of same height, or does our nose look exactly like our friends? Even you just compare yourself with your friend, so even our nose it may be, or the ear it may be, or eyes it may be. So thereby what happened, we may not say, that is, we are exactly similar to our friends. Not only to our friends, even to our mother and father. Is your hand span the same as your friends? No. However, if there we compare ourselves and our friends with the monkey, what would we say? We would obviously say that we are having a lot in common when you compare to which one, that is for our friends. But when we compare with the monkey, what happened? A slight differences which we are going to observe. But if we are telling, that is to observe with the cow and a human being, means what happened, you will be obviously saying that we are having certain similarities with the monkey rather than which one with the cow. Life. Now think all forms of life forms in which life occurs on the earth. On one hand, we have microscopic bacteria of a few micrometer in size. That is, microorganisms, what happen, which cannot be seen through our naked eye, but it has to be seen through which one, that is microorganism itself. While on the other hand, we have blue whale. A blue whale, what happens, nearly it is bigger than which one, that is elephant. So number of elephants is equal to the size of which one, that is blue whale. So just imagine the life on the earth, a single microscopic organism also present in the earth. At the similar way, the heavier animals like blue whale also, what happened, which is present in the earth. And even redwood trees of California of approximately sizes of 3 meters, sorry, 30 meters and even 100 meters meters respectively. So thereby what happen, even the trees also what happen, 30 meters to 100 meters what happen, their range is going to vary. Some pine trees live for thousands of years while insects like mosquitoes die within a few days. So their lifespan, what happen, human beings will be having lifespan nearly 100 days, and even a tortoise what happens will be living for nearly 150 years. So what happened, the lifespan of some organism is going to vary from one another. So that is why they are telling pine trees is going to live nearly for 1,000 years it seems, and while the mosquitoes what happen, die within a few days. And if you just take the flower what happen, within 2 or 3 days what happen, the flower also will die. Life also ranges from colorless, isn't it? We see a number of colors of organisms in the environment. So the organisms which we are seeing in the environment, thereby what happens, are having a different colors. Some are colorless and some are brightly colored like birds and even that is flowers. What is the basis of classification then? Classification means we have to move on to our earlier classes, that is 8th standard. In the classification we have seen that is the contribution of number of scientists, such as who are those, Aristotle it may be, or Charles Darwin it may be, or Whittaker, or number of scientists what happen, they are the main persons responsible for the classification of organisms. Here also the same thing they have given. Attempts at classifying living things into groups have been made since time immemorial. Means from number of years what happened, we are having the concept, that is a contribution of scientists what happens for the classification of number of organisms. A Greek thinker Aristotle classified animals mode of according to the mode where they live. That is, some of them are land dwelling and some of them are water and even some of them are living on the air. So depending on the land and water and even air what happen, can we able to identify any organisms? No, isn't it? It will become a simpler way, but what happens, it also will leads us to misleading. So then what we must see now, just observe this one: ants, frogs, elephants, hen, all these lives on which one, that is land. How different are they from each other? You just see, ants are very small in nature, and frogs what happen, little bigger in size when you compare to the ants, and even elephants are also bigger in range of a size, and even hen. There is a number of changes in all these organisms, and what happen, it just lives on the land. But frogs what happen, it is going to live both in land and water, and elephant mainly on a land, and hen wants it, what happens, it mainly lives on the land, even though what happens, certain times what happen, it is able to fly. So thereby what happen, we can directly say, depending on the habitat of those organisms, we may not able to classify the organisms. Animals that live in the sea include coral, whale, octopus, starfish and sharks. So all these are living in which one, that is water, that is sea. They are telling, even though they all are living in the water, their body characteristics and even their body structures are going to vary from one another. The corals are nothing but just they are made up of a calcium carbonate, and whales, octopuses, starfish and sharks what happen, they are going to have a different body structures, and even their mode of respiration it may be, or the mode of nutrition and even reproduction is going to vary from one organism to the other organism. We can immediately see that these are very different from each other in a numerous way. As I told, what happened in the mode of nutrition, reproduction, respiration, what happened, they are going to differ in number of ways. Classification. So what are the characteristics features we have to see in a classification? In fact, the habitat is the only point they share in a common. That is the example such as which one, hen, elephant and even dog, isn't it? They share only one common thing, that is nothing but habitat where they live on a land. There is no appropriate way of making groups of organisms to study and think about, because their body characteristics and mode of respiration, transpiration and all what happen is going to vary from one another, so we cannot able to compare those. We therefore need to decide what characteristics means. Depending on what characteristics what happens, we need to classify the organism. So thus what happen, we are going to have the number of characteristics on the organism, and thus what happen, we are going to have a classification of new organisms. Before we move on to the next thing, that we must think what we meant by characteristics. Characteristics are nothing but the kind of certain features which are possessed mainly by which one, that is organisms. Characteristic is a particular form or a particular function. So a particular function in any organism, what happen, will become a characteristics of an organism. That most of us have 5 fingers on each hand is thus a characteristic, isn't it? Whatever the 5 fingers which we are having, it is a characteristics. And these 5 fingers, what happen, will not be observed in number of organisms. If you go for a birds, what happen, you can see that is only 4 fingers. But when you go for the reptiles, what happen, you can see that is both hind limbs and forelimbs are having 5 fingers. But if you go for the amphibians, what happen, the forelimbs will be having that is only 4 fingers, while the hind limbs, what happen, will be having that is 5 fingers. So thus how what happen, depending on certain specific characteristics, what happen, we must see that is they are having or possessing certain characteristics. That we can run, but the banyan tree cannot is also a characteristic, isn't it? That is moving and non-movable substances also, what happen, we are going to take it as a characteristics. Nucleus in classification. So here the picture you all just observe. Here they have given eukaryotes and prokaryote. Where you might have heard the word eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Very good. You have learned this in which one? That is in your 8th standard. So eukaryotes and prokaryotes are nothing but which is found in a cell. So depending on the definite nuclear membrane, they are going to classify into eukaryotes and even prokaryotes. If a cell, within a cell, if a nucleus possesses exact nuclear membrane, that is, if a nuclear membrane which is exactly present in the cell, means they are going to call it as eukaryotes. All the higher organisms which is present in the environment, we are going to call it as eukaryotes. And prokaryotes, they does not have a definite nuclear membrane. If a cell does not possess a definite nuclear membrane, then they are going to call it as prokaryotes. A lower level of organisms like unicellular organisms all depend on or come to the class, they are nothing but prokaryotes. Eukaryote cell has membrane-bound organelles including a nucleus which allow cellular process to be carried out efficiently in isolation from each other. So they are telling eukaryotic cell is nothing but they are bound by which one, they are telling organelles. So organelles we already have learnt in a cell, that is membranous organelles, isn't it? And non-membranous organelles also we have seen, for example ribosomes, liposomes, Golgi apparatus in the 8th standard within a cell structure, isn't it? Therefore, organisms which do not have a clearly demarcated nucleus and the other organelles would need to have their biochemical pathways organized in a different ways. So they are telling if they are possessing any definite nuclear membrane, they are going to have a different characteristics and even different functions when you compare to the prokaryotes which does not have a definite nuclear membrane. This would have effect on every aspect of a cell division. So they are telling for the cell division it may be, or even for the cell formation, or even for the body formation, what happen, formation of definite nuclear membrane and even organelles play a very important role in any organisms. So that's how they are telling even in a multicellular organism, what happen, we can take up the basic function or a characteristic such as which one, eukaryotes and even prokaryotes. A human being belong to which class? Eukaryote or prokaryote? Mainly he belonged to the eukaryotes because the nuclear membrane is demarcated by the exact nucleus. So basis of classification, here you can see one is amoeba and even the another one earthworm. So the mode of respiration also you can see. The earthworm, what happened, they will be respiring through the skin, but the mode of respiration in the amoeba, what happened, through the pseudopodia. And even you can see that is number of cells which are present in this one. Amoeba is just a unicellular organism and it takes up all the body functions and all the kind of activities within a single cell, whether it can be a respiration, digestion, egestion, mode of reproduction, all takes place within the cell. But when you go for any earthworm or the higher kind, here we have taken examples such as earthworm. So here you can see that is earthworm is a locomotory. It is possess locomotory organs. That is, it is a movable, and even it is going to respire through the skin. And some form of which one what happen? Lungs are also present. That is mainly helpful. Not exactly the lungs, but what happen? There is a particular organ which is present like a skin, and even thereby what happen? Nervous system, not a well developed nervous system present, but a primitive nervous system which is present, and even their body will be what happens? Starts to excrete the or eliminates the waste material. Thus how what happen? The body designs also plays an very important role in which one they are telling classification of an organisms. And even basis of classification, another thing we all know, that is one is autotrophs and heterotrophs. Students, observe these picture. The first one we are having plants, and the next one we are having that is an animal. From this one what we can observe? The plants which prepare their own food are called as which one? Autotrophs. That is which undergo the process of photosynthesis. The animals which depend on other organisms for the food, then they are going to call it as which one? That is heterotrophs. So depending on the type of autotrophs or heterotrophs, what happen? Even organisms are classified into different form. Thus so here also what happens? So far we are seeing the characteristics, whether they are moving or not moving, the body sizes, and even the types of tissue formation or the organ formation, or even whether it prepares its own food through the process called as which one? Photosynthesis, and even whether it depends on the other organism for the food. All these are nothing but what happens? Specialized characters for the classification of which one they're telling for an organisms. So all living things are identified and categorized on the basis of their body design in the form and the function. So they are telling, so depending on the design and even the function, what happened? They are going to classify. Some characteristics are likely to make more wide ranging changes in the body design than others. There is a role of time in this as well. So, once a certain body design comes into existence, it will shape the effects of all other subsequent design changes. Simply it because already exists. So thereby what happened? They are telling even the subsequent design changes also what happened will play an important role. We have to move on to the origin of species. Charles Darwin first described this idea of evolution in his book Origin of Species in the year 1859. You can see that is a picture of a scientist and even the book in which he has published. The hierarchy of classification groups. Have you observed these names in your 8th standards? Yes, very good. In the classification of organism in our 8th standards, we have seen these scientists. Biologists such as Ernst Haeckel, Robert Whittaker, and Carl Woese have tried to classify all living organisms into broad categories called kingdoms. Here we are having that is how many kingdoms? That is nearly 5 kingdoms we are having, isn't it? That is Plantae, Animalia, Protista, Monera, and even fungi. These are the scientists to provide these number of 5 kingdoms. So Whittaker's 5 kingdoms of classification. At the later, what happened? Whittaker is a scientist to introduce us 5 kingdoms. What are those? Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. From the basic what happened to the higher species of organism, they have written their names. These groups are formed on the basis of their cell structure, mode, and source of nutrition and body organization. So they are telling how they have been classified the organisms. The first one, they are going to see the cell structure, that is whether they are prokaryotes or eukaryotes, and even they are going to see whether we can see a tissue grade of organization or a organ level of organization. So depending on the type of organization of a body structure and even source of nutrition, how they are going to get the nutrition, and even body organization, as I told what happened, whether it is tissue level or organ level or complex or a multiple ways. The modification who's introduced by dividing the Monera into Archaebacteria and Eubacteria is also in use. So depending on the type of those what happen, Monera is also has been classified. So the hierarchy of classification into groups, the further classification, how they are going to have the subgroups are kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, and species. So here what do you mean by the word species? Thus, by separating organism on the basis of hierarchy of characteristics into smaller and smaller groups, we arrive at the basic unit of classification such as species. Species are nothing but the organisms which are going to have the same kind of characteristics and same kind of body structure. So what organisms can be said to belong to the same species means you can say that is they will be having the same kind of a characteristic features or same kind of body designs. So they are called as which one, that is same species. That is all the human beings we can say directly that is they belong to the same species. Broadly, a species include all organisms that are similar enough to breed and even perpetuate. Hierarchy of classification of lions, as we are having the subgroups like what happened, a kingdom, class, phylum, order, family, genus and species they have given. Here we are having classification. Whom do humans resemble, like gorilla or lion? You just observe in this type of a classification. Human, lion and even gorilla, they all belong to the same kingdom, that is which one, that is human animal. And phylum, chordates. Chordates are nothing but what? They are having vertebrates. So hereby what happened? All three belong to the chordate family, that is they are vertebrates. And class, they belong to the same mammalia. What do you mean by the word mammalia? Mammalia is nothing but the animals which are feeding their younger ones. So human, lion and gorilla, all the three species of animals, what happen, they are going to feed their younger ones. But you just observe the order, thereby the human and the gorilla belong to the same order, that is primate, but here lion belong to the different order, that is carnivore. Thus so what happened, we can directly say human resemble similar to whom, that is more such as for a gorilla and not for a lion. So far we have learned that is what are the basic things which are required for the classification of organisms and what are the contribution of number of scientists we have seen. And in the next class we shall learn that is what are the other kingdoms or the classification of organisms. Thank you.